I thought, we should do a old school walking and talking where I'm holding the camera. The video quality isn't very good. It's very rustic, bad transitions, the whole thing, old time's sake. We just had the final Grand Prix in Wellington, week 12 last night, and I thought we definitely need to talk about it. So of course we got our little cup. I swear there's something in there. But this is a bottle I was given, Chrome Horse Society tequila. And look, I'm not gonna lie, I am not really that big of a tequila fan. I used to be, and then Mackenzie introduced me to mezcal, and that has just changed everything, because after I tried mezcal, tequila all tasted the same. It's so sweet, and it just had, I think it's because they're allowed to add flavorings to tequila. If you didn't know that, sorry. And mezcal is so much more, each bottle's different. Some you don't like, sure, but each bottle's different. It's so much more character. I know it's sharper, but it's just so much more interesting. But this bottle, what they've done at Chrome Horse Society, it really actually tastes like you took the smokiness out of mezcal. It's not smoky at all. It tastes like tequila, but it's not sweet. You can taste, it's more vegetal. It's a little bit spicier. It's very clear. It has a little bit of pininess to it, but it's also easier to drink than mezcal. And I really appreciate it. I was given it a few weeks back. That's why the bottle's as low as it is. So don't judge me. Also, we've had people over. Again, don't judge me. I don't care. But it's great. It's really great. Again, I think the best I could say is it's got that vegetal nature of mezcal without any of the smokiness. It's got actual character where most tequila doesn't. All right, so let's talk about Kalinka from last night. It was the 5-star Rolex Grand Prix here in Wellington. Yeah, let's watch it. Okay, 5-star Grand Prix, it's going to be big, but this course was very tall, very delicate. It wasn't the scopiest course, except for the triple, but it was very delicate. I added one stride from the plan to the second fence. It just felt like the right decision. Around the turn to this big wall. Didn't jump so great there. Big rub, so I added. I was going to do 7 coming in, but I did 8. It was very hard to have enough scope jumping through the triple doing 8, but Kalinka jumps the triples unbelievably. And then a long run here to the water, which for a lot of people makes it easy, and for some people makes it really challenging. And then a little bit of a flat 6 to a 165 plank, very delicate, forward neutral rails, this big oxer with a water tray underneath, and a tight roll back here to the triple bar. She's feeling awesome. And then after triple bar, 3.5 to this very delicate vertical, and then a hard cranked bend in 7 to this really big vertical coming in, oxer coming out, another scope test. But, again, Kalinka does those combinations amazing. A little bit of a rollback to a 160 black skinny that caught some people out. And you could also waste some time there, get the time to be a factor. And then the last double, nice and straight here, coming out on the right-hand side a bit to make this 5 less short. And Kalinka was awesome. We were clear and unbelievable. Okay, so Kalinka was unbelievable last night. She was on point. Except for a little bit of a funny jump at the wall. I don't really know why. It was probably my fault, but I don't really know why that happened, but we got away with it. Going in, the time allowed wasn't super tight. Also, she's very fast along the ground, so I wasn't really worried about that. But the fences for me that I was kind of concerned about going in was the plank after the water, and of the first double, that very tall vertical. It was just very delicate. It was very tall, very delicate, and a funny angle coming into that double. So I was a little bit concerned about that, but she was amazing. And huge Grand Prix. Money was big, of course, but the people that were in the class were unbelievable. So it was great to feel alongside them. Going to the jump off, there were 8 in the jump off, and yeah, let's watch the jump off. So I went 5th. So this is a jump off where I knew what the strides were going to be, and this, you know, for what the Grand Prix is, lay it out on the line, everything you got here. So nice 9 stride back here, a little bit backwards, you know, I could have done better there. And then forward 9 coming into this double, which is a little bit of a risk because she flies into doubles, but she carried beautifully. And then a really tight rollback to a skinny oxer. I added a stride here in this turn to make it a bit safer. I probably shouldn't have, but, you know, it was fine. And then forward 9 bending, and then a forward 7. And I was a little bit concerned we wouldn't take off there. And then run down to the last, 9 strides to the last. Unbelievable. She was unbelievable. Okay, so, you know, when we went 5th, and there were 2 more after me. When we went into the lead, and I was so proud of her. I was so amazed. Whether we were in the lead or not didn't matter. Then subsequently, McLean went a little bit faster than me, and then German rider Christian Kuckuck went a little bit faster than McLean, and we ended up 3rd. You know, a little bit disappointing, but I'm still really proud. I'm still super proud because the last 2 Grand Prix that we've won, that Kalinka's won, the Million in Thermal and 5-star Grand Prix in Michigan last year, I was able to win by being smart about my speed, not trying to like really lay it out there, because the thinking was that other people were going to take more risk and, you know, have rails because of that risk. Where this jump off was different, I really felt like I gave it, I sent it, you know, that rollback after the double was a place I could have left out a stride and potentially been the only person to do 8 to the last fence. I know I didn't win, but I really, you know, I gave it. She was on point. She was amazing, and, you know, that makes me proud, and I'm happy that we had the result that we had, even though we didn't win. I'm so proud of her, Kalinka, the whole team, you know, her groom, Sarah, everyone. She's just an amazing horse. And the whole team here at Pomponio, it was just a really special night. You know, going in again, I probably could try to leave out a stride in that roll back to the oxer, and I think attempt the 8 to the last. But the thing was, you know, the 7 across the middle, it was really on the edge, and I didn't know if we were going to take off because it was so much angle. It was such a long distance. Didn't really know if we were going to take off, so I was in a little bit of a, you know, backwards position in case that we didn't take off. So that meant that I landed from the second to last a little bit out of balance, and it took me a second. I think if I would have landed and kept going, I think I could have gotten 8 to the last. I don't know if that would have made me get ahead of Christian, but I think it probably would have put me ahead of McLean. But still, you know, I was able to do that speed without like any crazy, like, you know, it felt in control. It felt where it should be, and it was just such a great way to end the circuit. And now I'm ready to go home, see my dogs. Haven't seen my dogs in 7 weeks, and yeah, can't wait to get home.